Hello and welcome to Steve Knows. Today we're covering the biggest title that could shift VR, more Quest features in version 56, Quest visual upgrades, free titles, and so much more. But first, a quick intro, as I do have a sponsor, but it is for a VR game. So this new game just dropped and it may give some of you a blast from the past. Operation Wolf returns, first mission VR. It is out now, available on Quest 2, Steam, Pico 4 and PlayStation VR 2. This is coming from Microids and Virtualis Gaming. This is an arcade shooter at its core, so it is on rails, but you do have 60OF movement to dodge oncoming fire. Some of you may remember this title from the 1987 release, where it had the DNA of 80s action flicks, and this is still true to that experience. The modern reimagining of a classic for VR has actually turned out to be rather addictive and fun. It took me back to the days where I was playing Time Crisis on my TV with the light gun, or an arcade session playing House of the Dead. So I will leave links to this down below in the description if you want to check it out, and I also have a full dedicated video on it on the channel if you want to see some extended gameplay. So I think that is enough chin wagging. Let's get started. So starting with the talk of the town, that is Roblox. This is now coming to the Quest platform. You'll be able to enjoy Roblox natively on the Quest. And if you didn't know already, you can actually enjoy Roblox in VR to some degree right now, but you need a gaming PC. Roblox even supplied official documentation on how to set this up if you don't want to wait. It's pretty safe to say that this is a huge VR win. Roblox has 66 million daily users, 214 million monthly users. However, 28 million of those are under 13 years old, and the Quest age restriction is 13 years, although it had recently announced a drop incoming to age 10 with parental assistance. But to be safe, let's just remove it from the total. That's 38 million daily users. In October last year, the Quest reported 6 million monthly users. That is a huge difference from one game versus an entire platform. And FYI, this title will be available on App Lab, not the official store for its initial launch. It's going to be in an open beta so it can fix a bunch of issues. Roblox is a community-driven title, much like VR Chat. You can import your own models, there are also scripts so you can create actions, and because of that, performance from world to world can vary greatly, which is a major issue for VR because people can get sick and it just ruins the enjoyment. But as I see it, this is a win-win for VR for everyone because it could give VR a boost that it needs, it could give the kids somewhere to go, and it puts the power into the community's hands, and the VR community, you guys, are just top tier. Now, Breachers, one of the best team-based shooters for VR from Triangle Factory, a fantastic team out in Belgium. Hi guys. Just got a major update that introduced a new mode called Control Point. And I'm going to quote the Discord here. They had an announcement and it said, in this game mode, enforcers and revolters have access to the exact same weapons and gadgets, while both teams will fight to hold designated rooms to gain points. This was one of my favourite game modes back in the Call of Duty days, as I am such a lazy gamer. Not having to walk around and find people or have a surprise where someone just pops up round a corner with a shotgun is lovely. The rush of defending an area is fantastic. So this mode is playable on the Hideout map, the Skyscraper map, and of course the new map that's coming soon in a future update, so it's not a restricted game mode. There is also an updated voting system in their update and reticle customization so you can express yourself better looking down your sights. And they've also added some balancing, so if your gun is no longer OP, then it may have been adjusted so it had better balance. As this is a competitive shooter and I'm looking at you effing hate it, that guy slays this title. Slays it, absolutely destroys it. Now this is a fantastic one. Meta is dropping something called Super Quest Resolution, which is upscaling the visuals so they can look sharper and more refined. Developers do need to enable this for their games though, so it will require an update. And it's leveraging something called Qualcomm's Game Super Resolution, or GSR. I would have preferred GSXR, but that's personal. This is going to be available in the version 55 of the Unity integration SDK, and it's going to give two options, normal or quality. Quality will introduce this super resolution, and it does have some GPU performance costs, obviously, so you won't likely see this being used for titles that are not well optimized, use detailed textures, or just don't have any headroom left. A few things of note about this as well that they have mentioned. So Meta stated the following limitations for the Quest Super resolution. A subsampled layout feature will be supported starting from version 56. Whether employing super resolution is better than devoting GPU to increased eye buffer resolution depends on the app's compute bottleneck, and enabling super resolution on content that's close to display resolution could result in increased temporal aliasing or flicker, temporal meaning time. I really like to see after all of this time we still get visual performance boosts when a new device is on the horizon as well, giving me more hope the Quest 3 is going to have a significant visual upgrade and continued support for the Quest 2 once this is out, because so many people are not going to upgrade and we need that community to stay together. No one gets left behind. And speaking of version 56, some 56 rollouts have been happening for those who are already on the public testing channel, and with it comes the direct touch swipe keyboard, bringing that classic wizardry I've seen people use on their phones instead of typing, which is rather fitting for VR, as being accurate in 3 dimensions takes some practice, just poking the air with no feedback. Now you'll be able to go from S to T to E to V to E. Gestures can become slang. It has been recommended though not to rush when swiping, because the accuracy can get a little lost, so you need to slow down, and it's easy to forget that it is a camera after all looking at your hand to figure all of this out. It's pretty impressive. But the whole point is that I want to type faster, so, you know, where's the balance? With 56, there is also local dimming for the Quest Pro. This will give you much better black levels, which I know is a huge gripe ever since they moved away from the OLED panel to the LCD panels. The Pro has mini LEDs to backlight the panel, which of course you can now dim. And you can find this in the experimental section of your settings, but developers do have the power to turn this off, because in some cases it can actually have adverse effects to their experience. And speaking of the Quest Pro, there is a channel called Waffy, and they're giving away a Quest Pro headset, so I'll leave a link to that down below in the description so you can check that out after this video for a chance to win. There don't seem to be too many participants right now, so chances are looking pretty good. It's game time, and there is an announcement that seemed to come out of nowhere, and that was the Wanderer being announced for Quest 2, but it's going to be released on all platforms as a remaster under the new name, Wanderer: The Fragments of Fate. This title was one of the best games from last year that was loved, at least amongst my peers. It looked fantastic, and it was super inventive and interesting. It took you on this magical journey through time and space, where you got to complete puzzles and tasks during different time periods. You could visit the moon landing, rock out at Woodstock, or visit an ancient tribe, all thanks to finding this artifact that you found while solving some of the hardest puzzles I've ever played in VR in this rundown apartment building. This update is coming in 2024 that should include better visuals, new mechanics, updated environments, and an improved combat system. Is it going to be worth the upgrade if you've already played the title? We shall see. The trailer for it though looks like a great upgrade. It looks decent. Now, we have an open beta incoming for a title that was showed during Upload Showcase called Genotype. Genotype sets you in a research facility like no other, where you will harness the power of biological weapons that you can use for combat and defense. So you will uncover the mystery of what happened to this facility whilst facing alien creatures with hints of a superorganism that they call the Leviathan. And if I know my Psalms, this is a sea serpent. So this open beta should be kicking off tomorrow on the 17th of July. I'll link the Discord server down below if you want to try this out. It's going to be free, it's an open beta, why not? And a final shout out to Jupitergrad 2. This title has just released on the Quest platform as well. If you like swinging like Spider-Man, you like plungers, you like some Russian humor, check this out. It's actually a brilliant game. So that's it from me today, guys. Thank you so much for watching to the end of the video. Please consider subscribing, and hopefully I will see you next time. Have a great week. Happy gaming. Good day.